Okay. Um, so we're going live again this week. I know the schedule is a bit all over the place regarding the lives and the reviews and everything, but I'll try and get something that fits because every week, things change, things adapt. So you have to like change your schedule according to that. So that's still ever changing. But nonetheless, I still wanted to do a live. And this live, compared to the other ones before, is going to be a bit shorter on the presentation aspect of what I'm going to do. And we're going to focus a bit on a question that someone asked me in the last live, which was, what is my top 5 penguin lectures? Now, I looked through my catalog, I looked through quite a few lectures, and I compiled 5. It was hard. There's a lot I haven't watched, of course. There's a lot of lectures that I haven't watched. There's a lot of lectures that I haven't purchased. But we'll get to that when we get to that. But first, let's talk about the review that dropped today. That is Cylinder and Coins. Hi. Hi, how are you? I see you in a lot of the videos. I hope you're well. This is the review that dropped today. So if anyone watched that and has questions on it or has questions before watching it, the review for this dropped today, and I could definitely answer more questions on this for sure. So definitely feel free to ask about that. And on Monday, we'll finally have the review for Pero Verde by Mario Lopez live, and probably Wednesday we'll finally have the review for Balance live, and by then I should have some things come in the mail, so I'll definitely do review for those. So as I mentioned, if you have any questions on this, feel free to ask. I can give you some close-ups of some of the props or anything if someone has more questions on it. That is no problem. So regarding some of the things I'm going to review next, we're definitely going to review Super Lemon by Alex Ung, I think is how you say his name. I know it's not NG, how most people would say it, but I do have Super Lemon coming in the mail. Should be here this week or next week, hopefully. And we also have The Long and Short of It by... The Long and Short of It, I forgot by who it is. Oh, that bugs me. Let me go check before we continue. By David Regal, how could I forget? But yeah, we have The Long and Short of It by David Regal as well coming in the mail. And then we have a bunch of things from Illusionist coming in the mail, and a bunch of things from Alakazam coming in the mail in the coming few weeks. So a lot of reviews, a lot of stockage in the back. So definitely looking forward for that. So again, short regarding this, very, very short. As I said, there's not much, been all over the place this week, so yeah, there's not much to say about upcoming reviews or showing you stuff because a lot of them aren't here, and also quite a few of them I've been showing them for the past 2 lives, so I think that's of no interest to anyone to watch or to look at. But yeah, so yeah, before we move on, I do want to talk about something quick by myself that I talked about on Cylinder and Coins, and that is the possibility, if you buy this, to not be obliged to do the Cylinder and Coins. So even though you're buying it for the Cylinder and Coins, of course, as I mentioned, you can use your gimmicks without the need of a table and the specific settings. You can literally just use your Cylinder and Coin gimmick to do a normal Triad Coins routine where you produce coins and you do whatever you want. So that's definitely a thing that I wanted to mention again. And I also wanted to show you guys how good these coins look. So just so you can see how good these looks. And these are the gimmicked coins, and you can see how good these look. They have the shimmer. They look very, very nice. And also, since we're doing this, I can also show you the stack of coins and show you how good that one looks as well. So this is how the stack of coins looks up close. That looks really, really good. And you can see how you can remove it, show it, and place the coin back. The stack of coins looks really, really good as well. I just wanted to show that quickly. Okay. Wanted to show that. And yeah, so just to close it out, I just wanted to say again that you can use your set of Morgan coins to do the classic triad coins routine when you make the coins vanish one by one. And of course, this is not part of the actual cylinder and coins set, but yeah, if you're just a bit familiar with coin magic, you could definitely find out how the triad coin works. And if you buy this set, you're not stuck to doing only the cylinder and coins. So I just wanted to show you that quickly before we move on, that, you know, if ever you buy this, there's opportunities for doing some of the things in the effect close up, and you're not obliged to do with the constraints that the product has. I just wanted to mention that quickly before moving on. So now I want to talk about a product that I talked about last week when we looked at the new releases, and it's been booming with drama. It's been booming with opinions. It's been booming with reviews. It's been booming with Q&As. And just because of all that controversy, all that back and forth, all those questions and everything like that, I felt obliged to buy it and make a review myself because I was interested in it, and I was pretty much sure 99.999% how the trick works, and I was right. So, you know, there's some people that made reviews and they were a bit confused on some things, and people a bit disappointed that it's $40 and has a lot of drawbacks. And for those that don't know, that is we are talking about The Fall by Noel Quarterly. So that is, oh, they don't have it on they actually don't have it on Vanishing Ink, but we'll take it here for Murphy's. So yeah, this, I purchased it. I pretty much know what I'm getting. I know there was a lot of drama around it, a lot of, you know, as I said, action on the interwebs about The Fall. So I'll have a review of it possibly next week or the week after, hopefully, in the bestest of scenarios. But yeah. Of course, I won't address the drama here or whatever, but in short, you know, some people made a review of it, weren't happy with it, found that it was a bit, you know, a bit too complicated, a bit too annoying to do. And then people responded to that. Magic shops responded to that. People went on the Magic Cafe, started talking about it there. People started disagreeing with people's opinions and back and forth. But yeah, I think to me, I think this is pretty obvious what it was and how it works. I think, at least for me, you know, I've been in Magic for quite a bit. It's been now officially almost 10 years that I've been into Magic and studying Magic. So when I saw this, I immediately knew what it was. I mean, like, it, just the way he was holding his hand, I knew what was up and how this worked. So to me, you know, when I bought it, I immediately knew what I was getting. So, you know, it wasn't much of a surprise or a letdown or anything like that. I pretty much knew exactly what I was purchasing. And yeah, I'll talk more about it when I get my hands on it physically and when I can do a review. Because as I said, I just purchased it today because of all the drama and everything. I wanted really to get my hands on it myself, go out and perform it and try it out. So I'll have a review of that coming. And as I said, I also have a review of Super Lemon by Alex Ung coming, and I have a review of The Long and Short of It by David Regal, and quite a few more things coming on the channel in the next few weeks. So definitely keep an eye out for that, and keep your eyes peeled because there's going to be a lot of good reviews coming up. So now that all of that is out of the way, I want to talk about one of the questions that was asked to me recently, and that is, what are my top 5 Penguin Magic live lectures? So that was something that was asked to me, is what are my top 5 Penguin Magic live lectures? So I made a list, and as I mentioned at the start, this is not an end-all list because there's probably over 300 live lectures on Penguin. Maybe more, maybe less, but there's a lot. There's a lot of live lectures on Penguin. And of course, I'm not able to own all of them. I'm not able to watch all of them. So, I do own quite a few. I have watched quite a few. So I can give you guys my opinion on, from the ones that I have and the ones that I bought, what are my top 5 Penguin lectures. And also I want you to keep in mind that these are not going to be in any specific order or anything like that, because already finding 5 was hard. So there's no specific order. I'll just give you guys my 5 favorite Penguin live lectures. And we'll start with the first one, which is this one. It is the Mark Calabrese live lecture number 2. Now, for starters, I'm a big fan of Mark and his work. I'm a big fan of his effects. I'm a big fan of the things he does. And I'm a big fan of the magic that he puts out. I mean, a lot of the things that he does, I perform, I enjoy, and I still do to this day. Even effects that he put out like 5 or 6 years ago, like Red Mango, for example, I still perform that to this day. And a lot of the things he does, I still perform. So Mark is definitely someone I really, really like, and an artist that I really enjoy. Now, I know some people really don't like his style, really don't like the way he talks, his tone, the fact that he's tattooed up, his New York, kind of New Jersey style of magic, and his attitude and his performance style. And that's okay, that's your opinion, and I can't critique you on that because that's your opinion on him. But to me, I love his magic and I really love this live lecture, and he goes over quite a few things in this. So the first thing is, this is a bit, when you see that there's only 4 tricks, you may think that, this is going to be a short lecture. But this thing here, the Rounders routine, is his official live act that he does twice a week, every single week, for the past 5+ years at a speakeasy in New York City or New Jersey. So in that, you have I think it's 5 big routines, and all of them are workers. All of them are workers. They're brilliant, brilliant routines. So literally the price of this lecture is worth just for his main act, just to see what he does as a professional working magician in a speakeasy, in a competitive environment where, he doesn't have much time. He has to do hard-hitting magic and he's competing with other magicians. Is just for that, it's incredible to have the opportunity to watch that and to learn that. So just for that, it's worth it. And then here he talks, then he's going to give you some methods about some other tricks. He's also going to talk about a heads and tails principle. But nonetheless, for me, this is the highlight. So I can tell you one of the effects that he does, that he teaches in other places as well. He has the spectator shuffle a deck of cards. Okay, so he has the spectator shuffle a deck of cards. He then proceeds to mix them up himself as well and shuffle the cards. And he tells the Spectre that he's going to cut somewhere. So they're going to cut and they're going to mark the place of the cut, just like this. And this normally is on the table, of course. So I could maybe bring down the camera for you to see this. So let's see if I can do this without moving the whole setup, but I should be able to. Let's go like this. Okay. Yeah, you can see it like that. So then he proceeds to have the spectator cut at one point, and then he starts joking with them. He makes a few jokes. And after that, you know, he asks the spectator to go on their phone. And the spectator goes on their phone. They go on their own Instagram on their phone. They go on his page. They give him a follow, and they look at one of the most recent posts, which was done, for example, 5 hours ago. He clicks on it and he asks them to read the caption. And the caption says, "Today, during my show, a woman with glasses is going to cut at a specific point in the deck, and she will cut at exactly the 2 of clubs." And then there's a picture of the 2 of clubs on the Instagram post. And then they're going to lift up the place where they cut. They're going to turn over the card, and it's going to be the exact card that is on his Instagram. And that routine, for a lot of people, if you follow Mark, you will see that he does that literally every single day. When you go on Mark's profile, or if you follow Mark, there's literally pictures of playing cards and captions every single other day. So just by that, you know that it's not a bluff. He does this trick every single show, every single opportunity that he gets, and that trick is brilliant. Now there's quite a few more tricks that he teaches to you in the live, but I just wanted to tell you about one in particular that he does. I'll try and do that with every lecture to give you guys the most information. So that is number 1. So that is one of the lectures that is in my top 5 Penguin Live lectures. Then, of course, a staple of any magician, card magician, is Danny D'Artise. Now, he has, I believe, 3 lives. Yeah, so he has this one, the live act, he has this one, and he has the Danny D'Artise live 2, and the 3. So he has like 4. So regarding this, I've seen all of them, okay? Danny D'Artise, pretty much anything he puts out, I watch, okay? Simple as. So if you're a card magician and you want to learn something, literally any of his lives, like, you know, literally any, whether you go the 1, the 2, the 3, whichever live you want, all of them have killer magic, killer card magic, killer moves. They're all exceptional live acts, okay? They're all great. However, if you do want a specific one, my favorite is the 3. His live lecture 3 to me is my favorite. So if you can only watch one, the live lecture 3 is definitely my favorite. It has the best tricks, the best crowds. It's also the most recent, I believe. So it's definitely the one you want to check out from the live. And with Danny's tricks, I mean, it's hard to pinpoint just one from the live, but yeah, he does this one here. That he does is a brilliant little effect. And yeah, so the second live lecture for me would be Danny D'Artise. Any of the 3, whether it's 1, 2, or 3, any of them is good. But if you want one in specific, I really enjoy the 3 personally. So that is my pick number 2. My pick number 3 is one that I think everyone can get something from, and that is Eugene Burger's Penguin Live. It's great. I mean, if you want a side of Eugene Burger that is focused on card magic, focused on working magic, strolling magic, walk around magic, quick effects, this one is for you. If you want a more specific side to Eugene Burger that, you know, in the bizarre, in the kind of spooky magic, then watch his second live lecture. Unfortunately, I haven't seen his second live lecture, so I'm not able to talk on that because I've only seen the one. I haven't seen the two. It's definitely something that I want to watch eventually. But if you want more bizarre magic, definitely watch his live lecture 2. If you want more card magic, money magic, more commercial walk around pieces, then definitely watch this one. And this one has a lot of great effects. A lot of great effects. So one of them that I really, really like, we'll go back here on the table, is he has the deck. He has the deck, and of course, by the way, FYI, this is not part of the performance, but you know, you know what? I was gonna say that I won't do it how it's supposed to work in actual performance, but you know what? We'll just do it as best as we can. Okay, so we'll consider that this is here. We'll consider that these two cards I just pulled out are money. So these are bills. So in your imagination, imagine that these are bills. So like a 10 and a 10. So what happens is he shuffles the deck and he has two spectators with him and he gives each of them a bill. So in this case, these cards. So he gives to each of them a bill. Each of them gets one. And then you tell them that they're gonna do something in tandem. They're gonna do a test of intuition. So what happens is you give the deck to one spectator here, let's say spectator 7 that has the 7. He then proceeds to deal the cards on the table one by one, and then the other spectator here is asked to place his bill onto the deck whenever he feels like it. And then he's gonna place his bill right here. Okay, so spectator places his bill right there, and then they drop. Then he gives the deck to the other spectator, which was right here, and he tells him to deal the cards one by one, just like so. And for the other spectator to, when he feels like it, just place his bill back in the pile, and he does so. So then both spectators have placed their bill, and he squares up the deck, and he removes the cards next to where the bills were placed. So just like that. So next to where the bills were placed, he removes the cards. And again, I want you to remember that these normally are actual like $5 bills or $10 bills, okay? So he removes that, and then both spectators have got a matching set of cards. So both spectators have got a match. So the 2 of hearts with the 2 of diamonds, or whatever match you want. That's just one of the numerous effects that he's gonna teach to you in here. He has a beautiful routine with the coins as well that he's gonna go over and teach you. So this is definitely a lecture that you want to keep in mind, and a lecture that you're gonna want to watch. So that is number 3. Moving on to number 4, this is another lecture that I really, really like. It's not packed with tricks. I'll be upfront with that. It's not packed with tricks. It's not packed with content. Okay, it doesn't have many effects. It has just a few, but the thinking that Max puts out here is incredible. You're literally gonna go and you're gonna take out some of the effects that you already do, and you're now gonna do them with his methods, okay? And that is definitely great, worthwhile, and it's definitely something that you're gonna get value from. And yes, I don't think I perform any of the tricks that Max teaches on here, but some of the things that he does teach, I've changed the way I perform tricks that I already do with the ideas that he gives. So I know for beginners, that's not going to be much use, but for people that are unfamiliar with Max's work, or you're just getting into mentalism, or you want to put a mentalism spin on your magic, then definitely check out this lecture. Even though the effects, you're not going to get a lot of effects from it, you're going to get a lot of thinking, and you're going to get a lot of, you're going to get a lot of value and psychology and philosophy of magic from this. And it's definitely in my top 5 Penguin lectures. So the last one is one that I think if you would ask me to give you my favorite live lecture, I think this is one that many people are not going to expect. It's I don't know how to write his last name. I think it's here we go. It's Ryan Schlutz's live act. Now, I don't know if many people watch this, or if many people know it's out, or if many people are familiar with Ryan's work. I know except for his books, you know, and recently he's been putting out more and more material. He doesn't have that many, you know, staple effects that everyone knows. However, Ryan is an incredible magician, and this act is incredible. It has everything. It has card magic, mentalism, predictions, book tests. It is packed with content. And at one of the routines that he teaches is a multiple selection routine, and it's beautiful. Honestly, it's beautiful. I've performed it. I've done it in one of my gigs. I've crafted it, I've worked on it, I've practiced it. It's that good. It is phenomenal. Okay, his multiple selection routine in his live act is phenomenal. Like, honestly, it's phenomenal. And the way it goes is you have 5 spectators select cards from anywhere in the deck. So 5 spectators choose 5 different cards. Again, here I can't really do the performance for you, but they choose 5 different cards and each has a card. And then you introduce a blank deck of cards, which on the face has different things. So for example, here it says, make the card change back, make the card invisible, make the card change color. So different ways to find cards. For example, have the card show up in your shoe. So that would be written on the blank cards. And you go through and you show to them how all of this is different. Every single way to find a card is different. So then you have 5 people select 5 cards without looking at them from this deck. Okay, so 5 other people, not the ones that selected cards. So already you can see how it involves 10 people. You then remove the cards, you show them, and then you proceed to give them to a spectator. And then one by one, that spectator is going to be like, okay, he's going to read the first thing, and it says, he will find the first card by catching it in the air. So then you're like, okay, that's interesting. The spectators place back their cards. So the 5 spectators that actually have cards, they place them back. And then you're like, okay, so catch it in the air. Okay. And then you do whatever you want, whatever move you want. That was the worst move I've ever did. But for example, like this, and you shoot it up in the air and you catch it, and it's the first spectator's card. So you say, okay, that worked well. Let's see the second one. And you go one by one by one by one by one until the last card where it says the deck will disappear. So you're like, oh, you chose the hardest one, whatever. You have the spectator place their hands over the deck. And then you tell them, do you feel the cards disappear? They're going to say no. And when they remove their hands, you now have Joshua Jay's Omni deck in their hand, and you show that every single card has indeed disappeared since they're clear, except for one. You then tell the spectator, what was your card? He's going to say, for example, the 9 of Hearts, and you show that the whole deck disappeared except for one, the 9 of Hearts. So that's a long way to tell you the effect that I love from this act. There's a lot of other ones as well that I love, but this one is definitely the standout. I honestly love it. It is incredible. It is good. It is commercial. If you're doing something parlor, it involves 10 people, even 11 if you want, even more if you want more people to hold the deck before it disappears. If you're doing like a corporate event of like 10 to 15 people, it literally involves the entire audience. It involves everyone. Everyone has something to do. There's no one just standing there and being like, oh, it would have been cool if I do that. Everyone is involved. Everyone touches the deck. Everyone does something. It's a great live, has great effects, great methods, simple methods. And this is one of, if not my favorite Penguin live lecture. So we've just hit the 30-minute mark, which is the maximum that I want to do these lives for, not to bore people. So we have reached the maximum amount of time for these live, and right on time when we hit the 5th lecture on the head. So I want to thank everyone for watching, and I hope you enjoy my review of Cylinder and Coins. I also want to mention that if you weren't part of this live and you watch it back and you do have questions on Cylinder and Coins, you can definitely in the next live of next week ask me questions about product I reviewed in the past. Definitely you can do that and ask me that without any issues. Make sure you do that if you want. It will be my pleasure to answer you. But yeah, these are my top 5 Penguin lectures. That is also me talking about Cylinder and Coins, and also me telling you what's coming up as a review in the next few weeks. So thank you everyone, and also if you have any ideas, make sure to put them down in the comments. If you want me to do a top 5 at the table live lectures, or top 5 masterclass lectures, or anything like that, make sure to put it down below, and I'll definitely try and do that and make these lives entertaining. So thank you everyone for dropping by. Thank you for coming, and I really appreciate it. So I'll see everyone in the next live and the next review. Thank you so much, and bye bye.